Coming from the Caveman Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Dance.
Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now!
We're here with our dude, Aaron Overkill Klein. How you doing, Mr. Klein?
Great, guys. Thanks. Good to be back.
Good to have you back, man. This is the first time we got you alone. We've been stuffing people in for your podcast. I'm sorry about that. Like near fight time, we had to get both you guys on, and then we did the review podcast. We got other people on, but we wanted to hear everything you got to say, so we made sure to do this one alone.
Yeah, it's great. You guys are keeping everybody busy. It's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
We got some breaking news. Aaron Klein is returning to Cave 4. And he'll be taking on Jacob Yao something.
I've been pronouncing it Yowell, I guess. Yoel.
I was kind of hoping it was the 765 guy.
Oh, hey, yeah. So Skyler.
Yeah,
his brother Jacob.
Oh, Jacob. Yeah. I don't know if I'm even gonna get started on those guys. Honestly, they're kind of riff-raff as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I like that. We're chopped up right off the bat.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I think right now, Skyler, he'd be a fun matchup, but I think his record's a little bit more along than mine, so he's in a different rule set, possibly, I think, right?
No, he's 2-0 actually on MMA, or 2-1. He fought Austin twice, and he beat that same guy twice, and then he lost to the kid from Pittsburgh. So he got choked out from a kid by Pittsburgh, and he beat the same kid twice. So he's 3-1. So now you guys will both be in advanced rules. Just like if you fought Josh. I saw you pop in the last podcast. You're like, I got winners.
Yeah.
I'm down. Yeah, I watched both of them. You know, I've seen Skyler fight. I've watched Josh's fights in mostly Muay Thai, but I've seen his MMA fights, and I think they both look fun. You know, Skyler's a wild kid. He's got a huge belief. He's borderline delusional in some senses, but you know, that's a weapon. It's a weapon, you know, so give the guy credit where it's due. He believes in himself like he don't need nobody else to believe in him. and then Josh, he's you can just tell, you know, he carries himself professionally, he's real technically clean, and I think he takes it seriously. And the only thing I haven't seen from him really is his grappling ability. But the stand-up, I'd be training hard to get ready for Josh.
Yeah, I think stand-up wise, you guys would be an exciting fight. I think you're a brown belt. I mean, he's only a blue belt. I feel like you have a big advantage on the floor with him. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like until I get
anybody.
That's how I feel too. So being on the feet, you know, I've heard before, you know, how it kind of helps you be a little more confident to open up on the feet. If something goes wrong, you end up on the ground, you got that sort of backup, you know, plan B. And I kind of agree. So I think a lot of times when I'm getting in these, well, I say a lot of times, but I mean, I've had 2 fights, but both times I got in the fight, I kind of carry my instructor sort of energy to the, you know, I kind of get in there. I'm sort of a little too slow. I think I'm starting a little too slow, even though I come out and I try to hit him hard. I think I'm a little too slow, feeling stuff out a little too long. I think if I just go out there and get in this dude's face and smack him, he's going down, and I'm going to sub him early.
Bro, you've been in 2 fights. Neither fight has lasted longer than a minute, really. Like, so I don't think you can come out much faster than that. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I know you might feel slow, but man, you're coming out guns a blazing.
Exactly. Well, yeah, we don't got time to waste, man. I'm you know, I'm trying to get this thing moving along. I want a lot of momentum, and I want to put them on notice. If they think they're going to come out and get a chance to feel me out and figure me out, they're dead wrong, because I'm going to smash them with something right out the gate. And I think if I'd have sat down on that right hand on Tyler, I might have put him down right there and got on him. Who knows, you know? But then I sort of backed off and started playing a little bit, maybe too much. And then when he did catch me that one time, it kind of was like, all right, you know, maybe I better stop playing around. So yeah, no more of that. It's I'm going to be warmed up, all ready to go. That's what we do before we go out there to fight, and I'm just going to go in there with the confidence that if I smack him with one of these hands or a kick, he's going to go down. And I've seen the footage too, so that's another thing. This will be the first guy, if it goes through, where, well, no, not the first guy, sorry. but he'll be one of them. I actually have footage I can watch and see what he kind of has tendencies to do. And I think he's had a fight only as recently as maybe I think July. So it wasn't that long ago. It's not a lot of time to improve, you know. And I've seen a lot of holes in this guy's game.
Yeah, I didn't even know who you were fighting until you came on. You like kind of dropped it out for us. But it's awesome to hear that you're back on the card. You were a super exciting fighter, man. Trying to get submission of the night so the Caveman's Corner can hook you up this time. The way you're going, you're definitely gonna get it this time. There's no
Oh yeah.
It's
bullshit,
submission or knockout.
taking the
I'm going
money.
for one of them. It's submission, knockout, or fighter. It's
Yeah. I don't
yeah.
think you have it in you to be a fight tonight, man. I think you end these fights too quick to ever be fighting a night. Like
Oh, it's got
you're
to
the
be a war,
you're the
right?
guy that's gonna get one of the fight ending bonuses. You're not gonna ever get fight of the night if you keep ending them so quick.
Well, good.
Trust us, that's not a problem. The fans love it. Like it's great for the
Yeah,
show.
no,
Like
it's not.
you start someone in a minute. Like people are like, that was awesome. Let's see it again. You know,
No
it's the
doubt.
right
No
thing.
doubt. Yep,
What's it
yep.
like?
So this would be. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's it like traveling all the way up to Buffalo? Like it's like 600-700 miles just to come up here and punch someone in the face.
Yeah. No, it's a trip. It's fun, man. I mean, I like the. It's kind of like a almost like a spiritual thing a little bit. You know, you're sort of like on this journey, and you're going through everything you're going through. You're at the end of your prep, fight camp. You know, you're starting to hit your weight cut and everything, and you're kind of feeling a little depleted, and the thoughts are going, and you just got to kind of center and just you're on the mission. You know what I mean? Like nothing else matters right now, and that's it's a good experience. You know, I enjoy it. Um,
I never thought of it as spiritual, but I like the way you said it. It's like a vision quest, kind of like the movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is like that. You know, and it's kind of like a mental thing. I play with myself, you know, to put myself in that state of mind. Maybe I make it a little more than it is, but belief's a powerful thing, man. I mean, visualization and belief, and then preparing that way to go in there and execute like that. I mean, that's how I'm getting it done. I put a lot of work in. I train all the time, but then when I amp it up for these camps and I'm playing scenarios and things in my head, things that can happen, things that I plan on doing, and then for the most part, it comes to fruition, you know, in some way, form, or another. Like with Tim Balo, I planned on going out there and either head kick knocking him out or submitting him with a guillotine. I almost knocked him out with a head kick, and then I submitted him with a guillotine. You know, this guy, I don't think I necessarily had a hard plan for what I was going to do because I knew nothing about what he did, but I was confident I was going to go in there and submit him. And we talked about it before. I was like, yeah, we'll probably knock him down on the feet, get on him, and submit him, and that's what happened, you know. So
It
this
went
guy,
effortlessly. What about this fight coming up? What about Jacob?
yeah, like I said, he's got some holes in his game. I think he's a tough guy, and maybe he relies on it a little bit. He looks a little bit bigger, like another big, kind of longer guy. I'm not sure if the weight cut's tough on him, but he looks like he carried a bunch of weight at one point. And I'm not knocking the guy or nothing. He did something to get a lot of extra weight off, but it looks like it's sort of awkward. He's awkward. He's awkward on his feet. He's awkward kind of moving. He's a little slower. I'm not sure how good his gas tank actually is. I mean, you go ahead and maybe go watch his fight against Nate or whatever, you know. Um, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He just did some really sloppy stuff. As far as his grappling goes, he ain't got a chance in hell. I'll just say that. And then stand up wise, he's tough, but I mean, if your game plan is to go in there and get beat up, I mean, you know what I mean? You can only rely on that so much too. And I'm tough too. I have more weapons, I think.
You're not only just tough, you're like good. You have skills that back up the toughness, which is
Yeah.
man,
One of my
there's so
favorite
many
fighters.
tough guys. Everyone that fights in sports is a tough guy, right? And some guys go out to prove how tough they are, and then they don't have the skills to back up the toughness. And even though they're tough, it doesn't matter because they don't have the skills to damage their opponent or finish their opponent. So they just go out and take beating after beating. And then people are like, yay, they like to see you fight because you're tough and you get beat up, but like it's not good for you to
Yeah.
like, then you're like 3-15 and you have 18 exciting fights and you got 3 wins and it's never really that great.
Yeah, and then your brain's been bashed around, and you can't, your body's all banged up, and it's just kind of a downhill slide from there. So you you don't rely on that sort of thing. It's like in jiu-jitsu, you tend to try not to rely on your strength and power and that type of thing. You try to be more technical, and then that's always in the bank. That's there if you need it. You shouldn't rely on it.
Yeah, Nate Feldman, a lot of hours compiled into years went into those skills, and it shows in both
Yep.
fights that I've seen so far. Aaron, like, man, both his fights are like amazing. They're quick finish, goes right for the finish. He knows right to do it, where to put the pressure when he's losing the submission and needs to switch off. Like, these are all very skillful things that you're doing, and your stand up looks crisp too. Is
I
this Aaron
appreciate
from
that.
910 J Vegas, right? Jared Joseph. It's South
Yeah,
Carolina you're from, correct?
yeah, 910. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
910.
sorry, North Carolina. Yeah, so
North
Jacksonville,
Carolina.
like Camp Lejeune area.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so that actually is really cool. I don't know. I might as well talk about this right now. Shout out to all our members, our service members in the Marines. Um, a lot of our guys here that train here, they're Marines, and they're mentally gritty guys. They come in here and they grind. I've gotten a lot of hours on the mats with some really, really hard boiled dudes, and I'm super grateful for them. I don't think anybody that I've met or seen in that cage in any of these promotions has the gas tank or the mental toughness that some of these guys exhibit. And I've got to deal with them, and they're bigger and they're stronger generally, and I've got to deal with them on a daily basis, essentially. It's just kind of my life. So I mean, fighting people my own size is sort of just nice, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine like so all the Marines I know are usually pretty big guys and they give you the mushies. And the mushies are never that fun. Even though even though you're more skilled when a guy's like, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pounds bigger than you and they're in your guard,
Yeah,
they definitely mush you down. And those Marines don't got quit in you and they just keep that mushing up. And then even when you tap, they're like, all right, let's go again. And then they're rougher. So like
yeah.
you're doing a really hard training in there.
Yeah, for sure. Most of the time, you have to choke them. You have to threaten them with going unconscious, or they're just gonna tough it out.
Well, they do tough it out, and then they wake up, and then it's right back to it.
Yeah, they do eventually tap. So it's not like we're not dying by the sword in training. You know what I mean? But
Uh-huh.
if you'll get an arm extended out, and they'll try to like wiggle out of it and stuff like that, or the triangles especially. Like if that's not locked on tight, they're gonna smash down into you with everything, and they're gonna try and pop that triangle off and do something with it. They're just fun. They're just tough guys, and they make really awesome athletes when they get into it and they stick with it and get over some of their kind of hard-headed tendencies. They just got to
Yeah,
loosen up a little bit, get a little fluid, and then same thing we were talking about before. They have weapons of like mental fortitude and conditioning, but they sort of rely on it a little bit, I think, and they just kind of got to dial it back, relax, and just slow it down. Just slow down and work through things a little bit more methodically, and then they're good, man. Like they're getting better all the time too. It's really
man,
fun.
I say this every day in practice, pretty much exactly what you just said now. So hopefully, if some of my guys are watching, I know Jared is. Jared asks Tobias, the Mirage or Driftwood? Must be a. I'm not sure. He's a Marine too, so he knows Marine stuff. Ed
Oh,
Rogers in the
gotcha.
building.
Ed Rogers in the house.
Thank you, Ed Rogers. Once again, this podcast is sponsored by JCR Transport, and we appreciate all that does for our show. Donna Feldman, hey, Aaron, back home in Springville. Yeah, you got the fans in Springville. So for anyone that doesn't know, you're originally from this area, anyways, and that's one of the reasons why you go back and forth to K4.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Hi, Donna. Yeah, so I was born in Springville, raised in West Valley Arcade. I lived in Cheektowaga for a while. I've been up to Buffalo quite a bit. Real familiar with the area. A lot of people do know me, especially in the Southern Tier area. Maybe I haven't talked to them or been real in touch with people the last couple of years, just sort of focusing on myself. But they all know what's up. They know how it is.
Yeah,
And a lot of I had people showing up at that last fight who I didn't even I wasn't even too aware like we actually had like a closeness or anything like that, but like I've impacted people at points in my life I wasn't even aware of and then they find out I'm a fighter and all this stuff. So they go to my event and then they want to talk about like what I did for them, and it's just kind of like, well, really, you know, I'm used to hearing that kind of stuff from some of my students and everything, but just somebody I didn't even he was like a kid I worked with in a pizzeria like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? I didn't know I had such a profound impact on this kid. It was pretty awesome.
That is awesome. While we're talking about the impact that Sensei Aaron has had on the local folks, make sure when you buy the tickets, you put Klein in as the last name, Klein, and then Aaron will be credited for ticket sales. Want to make sure that when you guys buy your tickets, that Aaron gets paid for it, and
Right.
you know every penny helps. They're coming a long way, so let's make sure that we hook them up.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Yep. Tickets will be on sale soon. Last we talked to Keith, they were not available yet. K4 Fighting will be October 28th. I'll get this ticket information as soon as possible. We'll post it right away on Caveman's Corner on Facebook, and then we'll all share it. And then right away, make sure you guys get your tickets, and then you share with Klein for the last name. And this one is going to be inside because it's in October, I'd imagine. So you want to make sure that you get the tickets early enough before they sell out, because we will probably sell out back there again.
Hey, K-Man, are they going to do another pay-per-view?
I can't imagine why they wouldn't do pay-per-view. So
Okay.
also Klein for the pay-per-view when you guys order the payper-view. Jared
Yeah.
Joseph was stationed down there. He lived behind the Tar Heel.
Yeah, I don't know if that's here anymore. I've heard of it. I think it's I could be wrong. I thought it was gone.
Nate says it's a fun drive in the Camaro when you're not the one cutting weight.
Yeah. Yeah, that
You guys
Camaro,
maybe,
man. It's a nice whip, but that damn chair don't go back.
It's called Limelight now. Mel Newell. Now called Limelight. Club Taylor.
Oh, Tar Heel. Tar Heel's the Limelight now.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys are violating a couple speeding laws or rules on your way down if you're coming down in the Camaro.
I don't know. I can't say. I can't call it.
Ray, Aaron looks smashing those shades, dude. No prize money. Cough up the shades. Oh man. Your fans know our show too, and they know us. It's awesome, Aaron. All the guys that love you are like, they're like love you to death, man. They love you enough to know who we are. That's pretty amazing.
Listen, Aaron's my favorite fighter. Yeah. I got money on him.
Right on, Ray. Appreciate that, man. Hey, you guys want some shirts this next time around? I didn't get to give you any shirts last time. All right.
Yeah.
You like that one that I put out last time, or you want to gamble on the new design? I'm not letting anyone see it until it's done. But you want the old ones, or you want the new ones?
I want the newest one, man. What do they cost?
It'd probably be like 35.
Okay.
Right.
Cash App or.
I don't know. Either Facebook or probably Cash App. I know PayPal. PayPal has something. If you're making too much money, you need an IRS form, and they start holding money on you. And they're a little dirty, but
okay. Facebook Cash, I'll do that for sure.
Yeah, I can do it on Facebook too.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, I'll make sure I tag you guys when I release them. I got to finish up my design. That's kind of what I'm working on lately. Is just that it's sort of a special one to me. So I'm gonna really put some time into that, and then I'll amp up my training and all that kind of stuff. But I'm in.
That's awesome. And you know what?
I don't stop training. So camp for me is kind of like it's a little extra, but I'm not gonna put myself through 12-week training camp again if I don't have to.
That's a long camp.
Yeah. Well, overkill, man. That's where the name kind of. I'm always a little bit over prepared somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being over prepared, but you can definitely overtrain too, and hopefully you don't do that, because we need another awesome performance. I'll buy the shirt off you, but bring it. Have your corner bring with you, and then when I'm interviewing you, you can hand me the shirt. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
That would be a cool way.
Dave, man.
Yeah.
Man, he's a genius. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then have some shirts with you because I'm sure the people in the stands will want to buy some. So and then just mark them up.
Yeah, yeah.
You charge
Oh
them
no, they
45,
they
something
were
like that.
45. They were 45. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
That's
I
how
like
it
to
works.
put out some I'm trying to put out a new design just because that's another talent I have is just drawing, and why not? I don't really do anything with it. So I figure why not draw and promote myself that way and kind of share some cool artwork and put my my brand basically. I'm putting my brand out there. So
Yeah, I really like the last shirts too. The design's super cool, and then your name gets even
Jesus,
cooler. So
Malachi's on right now.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
First time I sparred Aaron, I was 6, and he punched me right in the face. Hopefully, he's not 8 right now.
No, he's 18 now.
Oh man.
He's 18 now, and he's gonna be a beast too. He's
Yeah.
just he's got his own thing as far as what he's into, style wise. He likes all that fancy kind of stuff, flips and jump spin kicks and 540s and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good kid. That's Nate's kid.
Man, I don't want none of that.
No,
That's too much.
he's a beast. He's a beast, and he's got this weird ability for. We wish he liked jujitsu because he kills at it. He just doesn't even like it, so he don't do it.
Oh wow.
That's the worst
Yeah.
when someone's like really good and they're like, I don't even like this shit.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating as a coach. I understand that feeling.
Uh-huh.
Aaron, have your print put on a suit coat. Rail wear it. Ray's gangster. I don't know if he'll do that. Ray likes to look gangster in his suit.
No, I wear his shirt.
Yeah. No. I mean, if it was printed on a suit, I don't think you'd wear that.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of a one-off anyhow.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of a funny piece. Just this suit that he only wore one time, hang it up on the wall, retire it, and put it in a frame or
That's
something.
like something I would do. April Fox. He makes me punch myself.
Ooh.
Yeah. You guys are making me sound like a bully here.
Sounds like you're
Am I a Matt bully though? I don't know.
You're a cage bully. You don't even let those guys hit you. You just choke them out before they even get a chance to.
Man, I spent long enough as the nail, man. I spent a long time as the nail. I mean, from childhood all the way up to recently, we'll say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've taken my licks, man. Like I'm hardened. I have no desire to go in there and put on a show and show everybody how tough I am. Like, I'm freaking tough. Anybody that knows me knows I'm tough. I don't have to prove it. I go out there and I'm just going to smash people up as best I can and call it a day. Go home healthy.
Yeah, another thing that the guys are really tough. Like, I know I keep going on this, but I keep getting guys that come in the gym that just like, oh, I'll just walk through it. I'm super
It's
tough.
a good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing about this is like, if you are very skillful in a cage, like anyone that's good knows that you took your beatings to be that good. Like everyone, when I watch you, I know that you got beat up in the training room at some point to be as skilled as you are. I know that by you being that good, I know that you're tough, and that's one way to prove your toughness is to be great. Like Adesanya, he's great. I'm sure there's times he got his ass whooped in the gym too, especially when he first started. Because guys with natural talent, they're gonna whack the guys that are good, and those good guys are gonna put it on you. And then eventually you're gonna be tough and good, and then then the sky's the limit. But without the good part, the tough part doesn't really matter.
That's how I feel too. Yeah. So you respect it, but you don't really, you don't rely on it.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're Bubba.
Yeah.
If you're Bubba Norton, then toughness gets you through pro fights. You just stand there and absorb it all.
Yeah. Makes the guy's hands hurt.
Yeah.
Hey Aaron, do you think your karate training helps you with MMA? Being focused?
Yeah, 100%. For a bunch of reasons. Yeah, I do.
So
yeah, the big one. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say. I mean, interrupt you.
So yeah, on the karate, I'm glad you guys asked because more or less the usual conversation about karate is it's a joke and it's for kids and it's this kind of softer art, and I know that, right? And in a lot of ways it is, but there's a lot of benefit in going in and training and not getting hurt all the time, So I mean, I come in here and yeah, I practice a lot of footwork and angles and timing, especially, you know, controlling the distance, making sure the exchanges are happening on my terms, and then being able to stay calm kind of in that moment, you know, that kind of danger zone, and waiting for that shot, that opportune moment where you got him dead to rights, you know, and you let off and smack them, and then that's pretty much it with that, you know. As far as techniques wise, probably not. You know, there's a lot of stuff we do in technically that just isn't too useful in, I'd say, MMA. You know, I'm not gonna come out here and probably not gonna do no like spinning crescent kicks or anything like that. But you know, you'll see a lot of guys right now. You'll see a lot of guys going back to a traditional sort of roots in a sense. You know, you see front kicks happening a lot more. That was for a while. That was like a Taekwondo specialty. It wasn't going to work in a real fight until, you know, Lyoto Machida sent Randy Couture's twos flying out the ring. You know, then Silva front kicks Vitor Belfort, and then you got Michael Chandler doing it to Tony Ferguson. You know, so a front kick it's like a overpowered uppercut, you know, right
That
to your
side kick's
chin.
getting really popular too. That step in side kick. That step in
Yeah.
side kick is
Yeah.
really picking up a lot of popularity right now.
Yep. I want to see somebody throw a slick, quick side kick right to the chin. Boom, out.
Definitely. Like that side kick to a lot of people are targeting the quad, but like, you don't have to target the quad. Like, man, that side kick is deadly. A lot of people can have it come out real powerful too. Aaron, Jordan wants to be a round card man. Get a man too. It doesn't always have to be a woman. And then we got some cute comments in there.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see the guy ring girl.
No, thanks. Sorry, Jordan. Sorry, Frank.
I have another question about karate. GSP said like his experience in karate is one of the things that made him a great wrestler, being able to explode in and have the timing for it. Does that help you on your takedowns, or?
I would have to say, yeah, because here I wouldn't consider myself necessarily great at takedowns because I watch a lot of other fighters and really good, you know, elite athletes, and I'm nowhere near that. But here I'm like the takedown guy, you know, running takedowns and stuff like that. And yeah, a lot of it's because of my karate base, you know. It's just how you setting on your feet, and then how you can shoot, how you can kind of stay upright with your posture, but be low enough to have a lot of explosive movement in any direction, you know? So yeah, for sure. It helps 100%.
I always thought that was amazing because GSP is like probably one of the best wrestlers that ever fought in UFC, and he never wrestled until like he fought. Like that's so crazy that he was able to do that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get some GSP takedowns out of you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not against taking anybody down. I don't know why I don't. You know, sometimes it's weird. You get in there and you had all these kind of plans for certain stuff.
You got your fist, baby. You got your fist.
Yeah,
that's your
takedown.
Hit him.
That's a takedown. Yeah,
shot at them.
Yeah,
that's a Ray takedown.
Yeah, it is. It's a good takedown. You know. But yeah, it's kind of funny in retrospect thinking about it now. We know all these guys like do karate. Real good high level professional athletes have done karate, and it's still just not, you know, really taken seriously. But that's okay, because if people want to think it's not beneficial or it's a waste of my time and this and that, they can just keep losing. I don't care.
So Tyler's the guy that you fought. Does Tyler have thunder stroke? And he's left hook is the best takedown.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler.
Hey, Aaron, did you ever do fighting?
Tyler's been training with me lately. His left hook is pretty good too. Like you cracked him with your left hook, but his left hook is like dazes you too. He's got a pretty good left hook.
Nice.
Yeah. Man, lots of love for karate coming through.
Oh yeah.
April 5th, I love karate with a real heart.
Yeah.
Or straight left, Tyler again.
Yep. But yeah, I could run some takedowns. We'll see what happens. I think this guy is probably going to want to keep it up on the feet. He's going to want to lead him with leg. He wants to kick my leg. I think he needs to set it up with hands better, but I'm aware of that, and I know what he's probably going to need to do to set up his leg kicks. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get around that. And I think he's too slow. Personally, I think he's too slow. He doesn't have enough. He just doesn't have enough. I think he about took himself down with he was like grappling against the cage with this Nate kid, and he like went for like a leg hook takedown, and he like basically like just lost position and fell on his back. And it was just kind of, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to talk a bunch of smack about him because I don't know the guy, and he's training, so respect. He's willing to get in there and everything. You know, I don't have any disrespect for anybody that's living the life, but it just is what it is. You know, I'm really a lot more experienced than it seems, and these guys are kind of just cutting their teeth a little bit in the gym, and you know, maybe doing really good in the gym. I don't know, but I'm a different animal. I would have been a fighter if I never had martial arts training. You know what I mean?
I understand that too. So if you get this win, this moves you to 3-0, especially if you stop him early on. Do you think that puts you in contention for a title fight? Would you like to fight for a title for K4?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm not gonna go and say like I deserve it or anything like that. That would be up to Keith, and but yeah, I'd be willing to go up there for that again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that'd be awesome.
And then looking ahead too, you know, I don't know if it's supposed to be like out or whatever, but if they end up doing something down here too, you know, I wouldn't mind being a champion for K4 if they're running their promotion in New York and North Carolina. Like, why would I pass that up, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That would be
Yep.
that'd be great. That's another reason why I was thinking about like, would you do it? Because maybe you're the guy that fights for the title down there. Like, that'd be a great way to headline the show because it'll be a local guy fighting for a title too.
Yep.
I'm just throwing. I don't even know if that's ever gonna happen, but like, I'll just spitballing
Yeah, me
out
neither. But you know, I'll just stay in the mix in case it does. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I mean, I'm just gonna keep going until until I'm done. You know, I think I'll get probably 5 amateur fights, maybe a few more if they're not the type of wins or anything I want like that. I want mostly good dominant wins on my whole amateur record. I don't want any questions or anything like that. And then I want to go pro for a couple fights, maybe 3 to 5 fights or something. I don't care at that point. I just want the experience and a good resume that, you know, says what I'm about pretty much.
there. Nate says we're coming for that K4 strap, either New York or North Carolina. That's what I wanted to see.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Mel. Yes.
Yes, sir.
100%. Yeah, you got the fan support. You have very loyal fans and very loyal students.
yeah.
So I think it'd be amazing for you to get a shot at the title. And then maybe you might have to go through like, I don't know, one more guy after this one because you know, you haven't really fought a guy with like a really good record, but you should definitely be in a title
That's
eliminator,
true.
not a title fight, you know.
That's true. You know, I don't know if they consider any past opponents from other states or whatever, but Tim Balo, my first opponent, the only reason I even got to fight that guy, I don't even know how it worked out, but he was one of 3 names that I picked out of the top 10 in North Carolina at the time as a debuter, and he just took it. That was lucky. He was like 4-3, so he had 7 fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't
And he
really help
smoked
him.
him.
So.
I was
Yep.
more speaking about like in the K4 promotion itself, not really your record overall, but like you're right, you do have you got wins over like legitimate guys too, you know what I mean? Like I just meant in
At least
the
one.
K4 itself. I didn't mean to throw any
Yep.
shade on your record.
As far as records go, no, yeah. And I think you know, Tim had that sort of record going for him or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, Tyler was a gamer too. And you're training with him now. So that left he hit me with, I'll tell you, it didn't really phase me in the fight, being perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
But I felt it for a week. You know, my face was a little swelled up on the side here. You know,
I believe it.
for
It
real,
doesn't
it
even look
was. I
hard.
was like, I didn't realize,
so sloppy,
I didn't realize
slow,
how
and
hard he
like,
hit me until I seen that my face was swelled up. I go, is my face actually swollen up? And I'm like, sure enough, and it was sore. But you know,
that's funny. April Fox is
Yep.
solo interrupting her Texas game to watch you.
Yeah, that's loyal right there.
Yeah, April Fox. I don't know what that is. Looks like a goal or something. Gage
Thank
and
you,
Gunner
April.
say you're number one, Sensei Aaron.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Hey, you can always come catch some rolls, Nate. Let us know it. Anytime you're up there, you're always welcome to come up and roll. In my gym, I'm sure Keith will have you up at Booma too, wherever you want to go. And then Shannon Wagner, priorities, girls.
She just had her first tournament today. She did the tap out cancer in Raleigh. Had fun there.
Oh man, Priscilla said that was a garbage can. Some drama going on in the comments. How did she do?
She did good. You know, she went out there and did it. I mean, overall, I think she lost. She lost. She didn't win, but she looked good. She looked aggressive. I think the girl got her probably on points. I only saw little clips of it, but what I saw, she was on top. Granted, she was in the guard, but she was on top attacking. It was like a paper cutter choke or something. It looked like the girl tapped, to be honest with you. We were all kind of talking about that, like straight up, like bop, bop, bop. And the
Yeah.
ref didn't call it. So that was kind of whack, but we're proud of her. She went and did it. It was her first thing. She said she was going to do it, and she went up and did the thing. So can't knock anyone for that.
How are the refs for tap out cancer down there?
I don't know. Apparently the one that was she tapped for sure. See, they're all yeah. We seen what happened. Apparently that guy's done that before, and he's not really nice about like contending his decisions. We'll just say that, I guess. You know.
Yeah, so when they did tap out cancer here, normally the Buffalo Classic brings in judges that are all like black belts. They bring in guys from Canada and stuff. But tap out cancer is like a fundraiser, so they usually just have local guys do the reffing. So sometimes you don't get the same reffing as you would like in a big time tournament. So um there's that to
Right. Well,
contend
I
with
think he
too.
just didn't somehow see her hand. I don't know. He was like right. He should have seen it. It seemed like he just didn't want to call it or something, or he was daydreaming. I have no idea because it was blatant right on the footage, you know. Um, but it's what you know. It's whatever. Things happen. Bad calls get made, and you can dwell on it, be bitter about it, or you can be happy that you went and did what you said you were going to do.
Now you're gonna have to post in the comments because now everyone wants to see it. So who's ever got on film, make sure you put it in the comments for this so we can all watch it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Mediocrity at its finest, but respectful for the most part.
Yeah, he had to go to that, so he had to sit there and deal with that watching it. I said I'd have been spazzing probably a little bit. That's just I get fired up, especially if I feel like my guys are being treated unfair. Like I could probably handle it better if it were me than one of my students, you know. Especially being their first one, you don't want this to like ruin their whole perception of it, you know, and leave a bitter taste in their mouth. But she's awesome. She's so happy, and she's just great anyway. So I wasn't worried about that with her. I just feel like she got robbed a little bit. That's all.
That's awesome.
We all know. We all know what happened. I think that's what matters.
Yeah, when I coach, I feel like I get super fired up when my people get a bad call. Like I could take a bad call myself and like, that's part of the sport. But then when it happens to someone else, for some reason, it's so infuriating. I don't know why that is, but
Yeah,
it just definitely drives me insane.
yeah, I see that. You were definitely like that with Derek.
I'll take that as
Oh,
a compliment.
Yep.
That's probably not good since I commentated this fight and I was fired up, but
Hey,
the
shit,
blue.
we're human, man. We're human. I know you got to be professional and stuff, but you know, yeah, I don't blame you.
yeah, I hear you. Man, Frank with the comic book. We had the guy that makes comic books, and ever since then, your guy, new boy Frank here, he's always got to leave a comic book crack. I don't know about this guy. I love that you watch the show, Frank, but you gotta let the comic book guy go, man. We like comics. We're nerds.
Yeah.
Aaron's upset equals no one's safe. Man, it keeps coming back that you're a Matt bully. I don't know what's going on. Oh, now someone else is like ruining it. You guys are super sweet and supportive. Sounds like you're a good coach to me. Thank you, Nate. if I can watch football and listen to this, you can hold off on the comic book. Ah,
No comic books, not on this one.
yeah. So I want to move into something a little bit more serious, and we'll lay off the comments for a little bit while we talk about this. But I know you suffered a loss recently with your mother, and I saw you post about it on Facebook, and you talked about maybe not fighting for a little bit and all kinds of stuff. So I was actually surprised that you signed for this card. So I want to take a minute and just check up on you and see how you're doing and make sure everything's all right.
I appreciate that. Yeah, things are okay. They're okay. Like I was, I'm glad we talked about it a little bit, before a little bit, because it's still hard, man. It's never easy to lose somebody that was there your whole life, that loved you so much, did everything she did for everybody. We're all feeling it, man. She was such an awesome person through and through, and she got dealt a really, really bad hand a long time ago, and it wasn't fair. But she did the most she could with it. Raised 3 kids. Had a bunch of great relationships with people, great relationships with family. Everybody like adored her and respected her. You know, she was just a tough lady. Had a ton of fight in her. She'd been battling sicknesses since 1997. A bunch of stuff like I don't know if it's probably not a problem if I got into some of it in a little detail. I'll probably spare some of it just for myself. I don't want to get upset or nothing too much on in front of everybody, because I've been doing good at holding it together. I feel I just want to stay like that. But she had a bad gallbladder like a long time ago, and she had to get it taken out. And the doctor that did the surgery totally botched this job and almost killed her. And then ever since then, she was just on meds, and the meds ravaged her system. It really destroyed her immune system over the long term, and she just kept getting sick and sick and sick. She'd catch flu multiple times a year. She get everything. She was just susceptible to like everything, sick, illness wise, So she had to be real careful, and she gets sick a lot anyways. And she would still get up and do every damn thing she was supposed to do that she said she was going to do, until it got to a point where she couldn't. Later on, she got put on oxygen and stuff. Needed a lung transplant. Was going through the steps of getting off of all these drugs they've had her on since, the 90s, 25 years or something like that, of hard medicine, they call it, painkillers and crap. And then she had to get off a bunch of that stuff, and they're trying to give her more. And it's this stuff, it's just such a, they're so shitty about it. They do all these things to your body, and then they put stuff in your body that long term they know causes way, way, way more damage. Man, I mean, it's tragic. She was putting her hands and her life in these people's hands most of the time, just trusting them to do what they wanted her to do, to be okay, just to be okay, just to not feel pain all the time. And it just it ruined her body. Her immune system was gone. Her bones were so weak, man. Like she would cough and have coughing fits and break ribs, and she at some point or another, I can't really remember because it just became a frequent thing. She started like having fractures in her vertebrae from maybe sitting down too hard. We don't know, she just everything and then so that's all going on, right? And she had to get herself off all these meds to be able to get in this transplant list and process going. And she found out she had breast cancer at that time, so then she goes through, and she only had it in like one of them, but she went through, she got the whole thing done. She had the double mastectomy, went through everything that goes with that, while on oxygen, and still dealing with all the fractures in her spine and wherever else, all the flare-ups that happened from the medicine that they had her on. and then she had that done, and then she gets denied for the transplant. You know, so she just went through hell and back, and then had to go through all these hoops for everything for nothing, really. I mean, um, but still, despite all that, man, we had a kind of a rocky relationship growing up. There was you can understand now with what you know how she may not have been always the most upbeat, cheerful person. You know, she's dealing with a lot of pain a lot of times, and I was too young and ignorant to know that at the time, and we just butted heads. Because it's just we're both like that anyhow. We butt heads, and we're both fiery, and we're both fighters, and we're challenging type of people. But she always won, just so everybody knows. She always kicked my ass. But yeah, just for her to go through all that, and then she started to really come around once she had to get on oxygen. And I don't know if it just like humbled her in such a way that she had to let go of a lot of negativity in her life, in her heart, in her soul, and she just had to really appreciate and just start loving, the people that she had around, and it showed. I mean, it was just sort of kind of miraculous. I mean, that was something I didn't know I would see from her necessarily. She was always loving, but much more so, like with everybody and everything. When it started to get real bad for herself, like it was like the more she suffered, the more she loved everybody else. It was just the wildest thing. She was just a champion. And then she got to go to a concert. God bless my sister for doing everything she did, because I've been down here, and my sisters have been home taking care of her for a long time now. And Kristen was able to get her to the concert she'd been wanting to really go to for a long time and never could because of health issues and stuff. So that was the only reason she wasn't actually at my fight, is because they happened to have, it was on that day and they had to go be in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So so she went and did that, and that was awesome. They live streamed it, and got to be there, sort of, in a way. Wore my shirts and everything. Still showed out for me even at the concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then she got sick while she was down there. Got stuck in the hospital for a couple weeks. Came home same night. Fell over, broke her wrist, and then ended up right back in the emergency room. And then Monday morning rolls around, and Beth goes to check on her, and she's good. She leaves for work, and then my aunt came over to check on her, and she had passed in her sleep right after getting out and done with all that crap.
Man, I'm sorry for your loss. I understand why that would make you
sorry.
Like, it really makes you think, like, man, why am I doing this fight and stuff? Like, should be close to everybody, stay around and train, and then, like, hopefully it gives you, like, determination and to be back in there, too, like, doing what you love.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a couple different ways to look at it as far as I'm concerned. I could let it totally destroy me in ways, because she understood me and was there for me in ways that I don't even trust anybody else to be there for me for. And it just won't happen anymore. So, I can let that really ruin everything I got going, or I can trust her and keep going forward and chasing my dream and honoring her. So that's what I'm going to do. This is this next one's an honor for her. Especially with everything being as fresh as it is, I'm gonna put on a hell of a display for her.
A lot of love coming through for you and your mom. It's it's a really powerful story, man. And a lot of people they don't understand until they lose somebody. Like people our generation, like are probably watching this, or like younger people, they haven't really lost people yet, and it changes, man.
Yeah.
It changes.
Yep. I definitely feel like I'm on the mission now, you know. I'm locked in. I'm on the mission. And if you ain't got everything I got and more, then you're just in my way for a minute.
I feel sorry for Jacob. Not too sorry.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
one? Which one? I don't know.
The one that you're fighting, Yoel.
Ah, that one. Okay.
That guy.
Yeah.
The other Jacob, you can kill him. I don't care. Some 6'5"
Yeah.
Jacob. He can win.
Man, I do and I don't want to talk about them guys because I don't like talking smack, but they do so much of it themselves, and especially Jacob. I'm like, why are you talking?
I
You know what I mean? Like, why does he talk to fighters? He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just stop.
He just talk
it's
about
just-
his jail stories, his prison stories.
Yeah.
Is that really? Yeah, is that really what it is? I couldn't care less about any of that.
Yeah.
Who's the ultimate destroyer?
That's like that's an inside joke about me. I'm the ultimate destroyer. So like, yeah. So back getting I was getting ready for my blue belt, I think, in jiu-jitsu back probably like 2014, I think. And I think he asked me like, what do I want my name to be on my certificate? And I was just in a mood and I said the ultimate destroyer, you know. And he just flipped him out and he's been laughing about it ever since. It's fun. It's just funny.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. You know, I like to talk myself up, but it's more like sarcastic and stuff. I really don't actually take myself too seriously most of the time because you know, there's times to take things seriously and there's times to kind of kick back and be a little bit humble, and that's just how I am. I like to have a good balance in that thing.
Mm-hmm. Jacob wants one of your shirts. The other size small. New boy Frank.
He needs a toddler size.
Oh, is that joke? Ah, I get it.
Yeah.
He's a little ass guy. He was gonna slap Ray. I can't believe he was gonna slap Ray.
Who is this again?
I went to the hotel and I seen him. He didn't do nothing.
Jacob
765.
Yeah, he was gonna slap Ray in the face and he didn't.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. That's what he said.
Yeah. On the podcast.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
You can't say stuff like that and then not do it. You're a punk, man. So if he was in prison, I'm imagining he was a punk there too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it, you know.
I don't think he can fight for a long time. He's got the ankle bracelet on. I'm not sure he's allowed to leave. Like, and also, I'm not even like that's not even like a joke. I wouldn't really joke about that, but yeah, he's just gonna talk shit till April, I think. So then we'll see
His
what
big
happens.
debut in April. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
At
like how
least they're
like
excited about it.
yeah, they talk shit like, oh, I lost to this guy. I like my guy is like undefeated in Bellator, you know, like their their guys like James Joint's like 1-1 in the amateurs.
That's what I'm saying. Just ridiculous. I don't know where their heads at. Like that whole thing was so disrespectful. I almost came out and just out of just you know, appreciation for you guys took that fight like offer like, hey, one of you get in here. Come on. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, yeah, maybe that's a little bit petty. I'm not really like that anyway, but still I just want to see somebody just smack the crap out of them guys.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes with Reichart. Like if Josh gets a win there, that might be a good fight to put you in contention for a title. Like he was on the ladder. Like actually I would love to see you and Tom Trexler fight for the title. I think that would be a great fight. Tom Trexler's a 35er. He's like super good wrestler. Matches up really good with your striking jiu-jitsu. Like he's pretty good on the feet too. Like I don't know if you've seen him at all, but I think that would be an amazing fight for K4. Like
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I'll look him up. Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to a title fight, I mean, I'll get anybody really, any sort of fight, whether it's a title or not. They give me a name, I'm just pretty much like, yeah, you know.
I would definitely keep whispering in Keith's ear that that's the fight I want to see.
Yeah.
I like Tom Trexler a lot, and I like you guys a lot. Tom Trexler's a super respectful young man too, and like it'd be like a honor fight too, you know, like an old school like two honorable guys banging it out. It'd be a great fight to watch. Every part of it would be great. his wrestling's good. His top game's pretty good. I don't know how his jiu-jitsu is though. Like he finished Josh Reichart pretty quickly, but I don't think Josh was prepared for. He didn't really know that he was like an elite wrestler. So he put Josh down, took his back, and choked him. But man, I would love to see you banging out with him. I think that'd be a great fight.
Yeah, I think that's honestly that would probably be like my biggest challenge right now is a good, strong, powerful wrestler. Honestly,
Yeah.
somebody with a little bit of like pretty decent, striking, stand up wise, and then just good wrestling. Those are the guys that kind of get my blood going a little bit.
For sure. Heart from a man. Blue belt for the Ultimate Destroyer. That's what it is, I think. Every time we get a blue heart now, I'm gonna call it Ultimate Destroyer.
There you go.
Just accepted a fight offer from Keith. I gotta come light this podcast up with some stripper light. Oh, Austin. Yeah. You gotta get pepper spray too, dog. And then new boy Frank. Why is Riding Miami the ball Ric Flair?
Woo! That was
The nature boy.
Yeah.
Gray areas.
Man, I got it in my head. I want to see you fight Tom Trexler so bad now for the title.
Well, let's get this one out of the way, and then we'll go from there. If they want me to have another one first, or they want me to just go right into it, that's fine with me too.
Pepper spray and taser on the deck. You got it, man. You do that, you're on the podcast, Austin, for sure. Make sure that guy hurts everywhere. Did you beat this guy up so bad that he hurt it everywhere? This little young kid?
Yeah, that was the last. Yeah, that was the last training camp. He wasn't 6 when he hurt everywhere. He was 18. Yeah,
you're definitely a Matt bully, but I like it.
Yeah, he's maybe a little bit sometimes, but it's good for them. I'm telling you, I was the nail for a long time. It's good for you. You guys aren't getting actually hurt. It's just it's toughening you up.
Yeah,
it's good for you. And you guys keep coming back. Don't act like you don't love it.
They definitely love it. They keep coming back, and it's definitely making them tougher. I can tell.
Oh yeah,
you're a great coach. You and Nate seem like got like very good chemistry, like a very good gym.
Yeah, I like to believe we do. Yeah, we really do. I couldn't do this if I, didn't care about these guys, because it's they put a lot of trust into you. You're taking care of their kids to a point, with dangerous stuff, and the adults too. Pretty much everybody comes in here, is putting their safety in your hands, and you got to take that really, really seriously. And you build meaningful connections with people, and I honor that. I'm a super loyal guy. I have a huge heart. Probably got all this from my mom, and that's just how it is. And I have a bunch of loyal fans that are really great people, and I like to think that I just, not like talking myself up or anything like that, but I like to think that I attract that. It's kind of that law of attraction thing, and the belief in the visualization, like I was kind of talking about earlier. Like I've tried to make all this happen, so now it's happening, and people are on board with it, so we're just going, man.
Aaron and I also like to knock each other's contacts out. Knocking this poor little girl that gets smushed her contacts out too. Oh man, beating up the kids and the women.
She is pretty little too. April, she's small. That's short stack.
Oh man.
Are you short stack or half pint? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Oh man, to have fans like this that actually follow you around, it really shows like how much love that you do have for the gym. I love like a lot of my people. Short stack.
Short stack.
Short stack.
There we go. That's what I thought. Okay.
Christina's
half pint. She just went over to Okinawa, so that's another Marine family that we got traveling the world. We got people from our gym all over the world. It's crazy,
It's funny that you got enough people like that. You get the nicknames confused too. It's tough because there's like so many personality types in the gym, but they're all they're all separate people, but they're all like start out as the same personality type when you first meet them. So like you classify them as like a nickname in your head, like this is a short girl, like short stack. But then you get to know them, and then like, oh man, they're like there's so much love for each student, you know, and I can see that in you too, and I think that's great.
Yeah, April's a beast too. Like she doesn't she's super humble. She's a very, very humble person, but she trains like maybe more than anybody else here. It's crazy, you know. She's running like she helps me out with the kids' classes. She takes all the classes she can. She runs the fitness class, and then at the end of all that, she's got to deal with people just beating the crap out of her, like in jiu-jitsu. Like just being bigger than her, you know, squashing her, wrenching on her head, throwing her around, and she just keeps showing up, and she's got a smile on her face, and she loves it. She's an animal.
That's awesome, man.
She's a lot better than she gives herself credit for too. And I think if she ever gets somebody her actual size that will just roll with her a little bit, she would see that, you know.
She's 5 foot and 115 pounds. That's short.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's little. She fights pretty big though.
Yeah.
Priscilla's another
You have
killer
to.
there too. She's been taking it easy because she had a neck injury, but Priscilla's she's gonna be a killer.
Oh man. I feel like we know your whole gym. That's the great thing about podcasts. Like
Cody.
we've talked a couple times now, and now I feel like I know like half your gym, and like it's the same people coming in the chat too. So it's like a real family atmosphere with this one. I really like that. It's not so like
Yeah.
gung ho and macho-y and stupid like trash talky.
Yeah,
I really like these.
yeah. We're just not like that, you know. We're just not like that. Nobody that's ever been like that has ever really fit in here. You know, they were here at one point and they hit the road and we took a hit from that. You know, we lost a bunch of people, but ultimately they can go do their thing. You know, who cares? We just don't like it. You know, there's no reason to do that. The thing with the mats is you can't really lie. You can't, you know, who you are comes out in the mats. Like when you're under threat of, you know, injury and things like that, you feel like you gotta either like you're caught in a sub, right? You either like tap or you get mad and try and get revenge. You know, we don't really want the people that are getting all ticked off and their egos hurt and swearing and dragging their feet off the mat and then coming in. Those are the only people that have ever hurt me training, by the way. You know, they'd have a problem with like passing my guard, couldn't pass my guard. They're trying for like a year, you know, and then finally they just decide, well, if I just fall back and pop his heel with a sloppy heel hook and just hurt him, then I win, you know.
Yeah.
So I've only dealt with that a couple times, and I haven't had to deal with that ever since they left, and it's been awesome.
I like that. I'm a big believer that like gyms have vibes and people need to respect the vibes. And I have a small gym and like everyone is like a family there, and I treat everyone like a family. And people that aren't a family, we definitely we don't let them around. You know, like I don't want to have like bad people in my gym, and I'd rather not take their money. I'd rather just have that that family atmosphere that you're talking about right now. And I
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
how you grow. That's how you get better. You know, you can't really. You have to have those sort of roles in those training sessions where it's iron sharpens iron, and you kind of got to get gritty and dig in deep sometimes. But it's not conducive to long-term training. You don't always. You're not necessarily getting better for that. Like the same kind of people I'm talking about, right? Like I can't tell you how many times they've had to drop out of their own fights and commitments because they got hurt just beating the crap out of each other in the gym. Like wanting to be, you know, wanting to be a name in the cage or a fighter or something like that. They just go, I don't know. It's just messed up. I would rather just, you know, have a good relation with people in the school and be able to train and work your technique in a safe way. And then it's worked for me. You know, I'm kind of proof of that formula. I'm not in a position. I'm not even trying to get all beat up and smashed up all the time. I stay healthy. You know, I'm 30, maybe I'm 35, you know, and I got late start, but I'm not all banged up. I'm really healthy. Like I could legitimately probably make a real run right now. If I wanted to. I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of been a little bit wishy-washy on the fence as far as like long-term goals with MMA. I just want to have something on my resume, have some experience, have some fun with it. and eventually just teach and eventually have some of my own students that want to do it. By the way, I'm not trying to force anybody to go, oh, you've been training this long, you got to go take a fight. No, people do what they want with their martial arts, but I really have a appreciation and respect more so for the that warrior spirit, those guys that want to get in there and put it out there on the mat in front of everybody, win, lose, or draw.
Those are the guys that we love, and those are guys we try and support with this podcast. And it's one of the reasons why I like you. Like it is what it is. Like you said, everything gets shown on the mat or in the cage. Eventually, it comes out in the cage how you handle. Like you'll see a guy that's a bully and he goes through everyone in amateurs, and the first time he gets tested, like he cracks and he falls apart. And you don't seem like you're going to be that guy. So
right, yeah, I could see. I've seen that people get kind of deflated, start making excuses, blaming everybody, wanting to run it back. It only happened because of this and that and the other thing. And I was, yeah, I've heard all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, the headgear didn't fit. That's why I got knocked out.
I actually went back and watched your fastest knockout. That was pretty dope. I had no idea that was a real thing. That was cool.
You thought I just made it up?
No. I mean, I didn't talk about it last time we talked. I'd gone back and watched it before, but I watched it again. It was really cool. I don't know if I ever seen anybody just get. It was so delayed too.
Yeah.
I got him so good. I felt it go right underneath his rib. Like it went up underneath his ribs. I could feel his ribs go by my leg. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's like it took his body like good solid 2 solid seconds to be like, oh, we're done.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. I trained that over and over again too. I know
he got knocked out 2 seconds sooner than he actually did.
Yeah, dude. If I could have 2-second knockout, it would have been great.
Yeah.
I just trained it over and over again. I didn't even expect to drop him with it. I just knew that was going to land. I was looking to really take him down off that leg kick or the body kick off of there. We trained it over and over and over and over again, and it just landed, and it landed perfect. Like it was like dumb luck, but it was dumb luck because I trained that same thing over and over again.
Like kind of using the leg kick to step into the takedown.
Yeah, so he comes over and he left it open. So I wanted to go right southpaw into a kick to an outside shot and put him down and just get on top and beat him up. He beat two of the guys on the team that I was on as well, before that fight. So I got to see him a lot. I kind of really knew what he was going to do. And I knew he was going to come out like that, charge at me. And then he kept saying I was old on the lead up to the fight. And then Ray kept reposting all those posts about me being old. So I was like mad about him calling me old too. And
yeah,
it was just like the perfect storm. And it landed perfectly. I knew that kick was going to land. I just didn't know it was going to be devastating like that. And I might have put a little bit more on there than I really meant to because it was really supposed to be a distraction. But I was like, ooh, I see this one. And I just dug in deep.
Yeah, I mean, you were both going forward. I think from what I saw, and you probably just you put some more heat on it than you thought you did.
Yeah, that was just perfect.
That's the best shots are always like that, though, ain't they? Like you don't feel like you hit that hard. Like
no.
I mean, when I hit Tyler, with that left, first of all, I didn't even realize that what I hit him with. Second of all, I didn't even really feel it. All of a sudden I just heard a crack and he just kind of dropped, and I've been in that sort of almost over top of somebody front headlock position so many times diving on the neck that it just happened. It wasn't planned or anything like that. It was just he was sitting up and I was like, boom. And I think the only thing that saved him from that initial guillotine was my lockup, just not being used to the bigger gloves or something like that. I don't know. It just didn't get in as deep. And the arm in was in too. So that's not like one of my best submissions. The arm in guillotine. I've done it before. That's how I won against Tim Balo. It was arm and guillotine, same exact one. But this one is just a little bit different. I didn't exactly get a good angle on it. So whatever. I guess it kind of bothers me. I'm not used to people getting out of those guillotines, man.
It's hard to finish an arm and guillotine if you can't make the angle though. Like you can't really get the choke where it needs to go. It's more difficult than like if you don't have the arm in, it's easy to finish it. But when the arm in, you really need to make the angle and squeeze. Like if you don't have the angle, dude, like good luck finishing on a tough guy. Like you just can't put enough on it to put him to sleep.
Straight up. Yeah, you got to have that sort of a side crunch. So I felt like I was better off probably on the bottom with that, but it still wasn't. Still wasn't working. I just when he sat up, I was like, all right, I'll sweep and get top, and maybe it works or doesn't. We'll find out.
Yeah.
You know.
Once you got to the top, it was a lot better for you. You know, like it was a good sweep too. Way to.
Oh yeah, and then after this one, man, like if that happens again, it's a wrap because I'm gonna smash. I'm gonna ground and pound somebody right out.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
now
what
that you can
I
ground
know.
and pound too.
Yeah, so I didn't even think about it until I got this fight, but I didn't know that was a thing because down here nobody told me anything about rules like that. Down in South Carolina where I fought, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Ground and pound was fine. I think you couldn't heel hook and stuff like that, typical thing like that. But for this one, being that like I've been training as long as I have to fight, like actually fight, and then to find out that you can't do basic things like ground and pound, you can't punch him in the head on the ground. Like, what the hell do you go to mount for then? You know, so I stopped going to mount and I started training like working twist your side control. I had the idea I was going to get like, sitting on their arms in like a good cross body position, maybe knee pin on the hips, and just smash on their solar plexus from there. I was working that for a little bit. I was working side control. I wanted to drive some knees into their body because I was like, no, like striking on the ground is a great way to put somebody out. Like that's what I want to do. We couldn't believe they take that option away, but.
Yeah.
If they're talking about longevity of the fighters or whatever, they don't want to get them to get hurt or something. I don't know. I don't know about how I feel about that. If that's the reasoning.
It's like they separate in New York, like they have novice. So if you're a novice, you can't do until you get 2 fights in, you have to have no ground and pound. And kickboxing, you have to wear headgear for 2 fights too. Like New York's crazy.
So I think what I was getting at with that was like it's really it doesn't really do anything for like somebody like what's that do for somebody that's actually like new at fighting and martial arts versus somebody like me, you know what I mean? Like I've been training this long and now I can't do certain stuff. And it's just kind of like I'm not actually a novice though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my record says I'm a novice, but I'm not a novice. It's just not fair to new fighters.
I think for the new fighters, they don't want like someone that never fought before getting cracked, that doesn't train anywhere, falling down. They don't know how to fall. They hit their head. They're already like concussed and knocked out, and then the guy's on top pounding them out. Like I think that's really what they're trying to stop.
It could, and that's a legit concern. That's fine, but I think you just have a good ref for that. You know what I mean? The ref can just stop the fight if he sees you get clocked good. Like you had no perception to block that shot or get out of the way, and you just ate a hammer and you fall down and smack your off canvas. That's a wrap.
That's
you know right.
What I'm saying? Combat jiu-jitsu is illegal here too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wild.
New York's like a super regulated state, man. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get into trouble with commissioners because I know they watch the podcast, but
don't tell me we're not allowed to talk about it. That'd be that's another whole other thing.
New York State, communist state.
You guys can talk about it, but I'm friendly with most of the regulators, so I want to make sure that I stay friendly with them. I don't want to like throw them under the bus.
No, I mean, I don't hate them for whatever they're, I don't hate them for whatever reasons they have for it being that way. I don't care. It's just, it is what it is. I don't get it. I don't think it's fair to, for a couple of reasons, and they probably think it is for reasons. So whatever. Disagree. I'll get out of that, class. I'll just start hitting people when I'm allowed to,
It's over now. You got your 2 wins.
Oh, yeah. You can beat the shot of somebody now.
There we go. Okay, so it is 2. I thought it was 3.
No. Your 3rd fight you can ground upon.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. So great. So I'm predicting. I'm going to smash him on the feet. I'm probably going to knock him down on the feet. Okay, and I'm probably going to TKO him on the ground this time.
Yeah, he's got 2 fights, so you're it's full rules. Well, I mean no rules, obviously.
You good to go, buddy.
All right, straight up, yeah. So that's what I'm predicting. If I was gonna figure you guys were gonna ask anyway, I'll just put it out there. I'm probably gonna rock him on the feet, smack him, put him on the ground, and I'll finish him on the ground, either TKO, ground and pound, or I'll find a way to submit him.
Yeah, because now when you can strike now, so you can set up your submissions now.
Now they're gonna
No
try to
doubt.
strike
And then the mount's good. The mount's a wrap. Like if I end up if I'm allowed to like plot out that whole sequence on the ground, I mean, if I get in the mount, he's finished.
I'm gonna say that on the podcast too, and then I'm gonna walk everyone through it with the jiu-jitsu part. Because when Ben and Ray don't know what they're talking about, I'll make sure that we're telling them how much skill you're using there.
Yeah.
Karate
I appreciate
choke.
that.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, man. Good to see him tuning in. He just took off to Okinawa too. That was one of my main rolling guys. My main rolling partner. He was a real tough blue belt. He was getting real good at certain things. He was getting hard to sweep. Yeah. He got choked a lot too. He was like trying to steal all my moves at one point, trying to do them back to me. He almost got me. Well, he did actually. He did get me. I think he guillotined me not that long ago. You could tell him, I forget, James, what'd you get me with? I think you got my leg and you got me in a choke.
Damn.
Not real long ago. I remember it. So, but I can pretty much count like everybody that hasn't been named Nate Feldman. I can pretty much count every time I've been submitted in the last 4 years.
How's Nate Feldman and you go?
We get, we can go pretty hard sometimes. He's been wrestling since he was in like a child. He used to go to wrestling camps until he was in high school. Then he went into high school wrestling and RNC. What? Maybe that happened. I don't remember. But yeah, Nate's solid, man. He's a really good grappler. He's a good wrestler. He trained with a lot of good wrestlers, and he's just a straight jiu-jitsu nerd. He's on it, man. His leg lock game is just hellish. I mean, trying to get past his guard and not end up getting put in some kind of a leg entanglement is a nightmare. His pressure is good. I can kind of control him a little bit until he starts getting like into the nasty. He's got a lot of. He can put some hurt on you. He'll get past your guard. So there's that. But we go back and forth a little bit on certain things. But overall, he's my instructor. He's the black belt. He's badass, and he puts it on me. But he's a big reason why I am the way I am. I mean, he just beat the crap out of me for the first couple of years. White,
He's trying
blue,
to get
everything.
an early scouting report before he comes and beats me up.
Yeah. What do you fought at lightweight, Caveman?
Yeah, 45. I fought from everywhere from 45 to 70.
Oh, okay.
And then like
I was like, that's crazy, man, because like you're so tall, I couldn't imagine like you actually being at 145.
Yeah, I still like when I do jiu-jitsu now, I still compete at 49, so like I still get down.
Gotcha.
I'm just
Yeah,
a
that's
little
crazy,
skinny dude, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not real skinny. He got a little length on him, but he's not skinny. He's pretty freaking strong, man. Grapplers, the guys that have been doing that like their whole life.
Yeah.
They're different, man.
Good.
His
Well,
pressure
hey,
is just something else.
if you guys come in, we do wrestling on Sunday from 2:15 to 3. We shut the windows, turn the heat on, we bang it out. Like just nothing but wrestling, all takedowns. He'll love it.
Yeah, he was more of a counter wrestler. So he liked to bait the shot and then smash you.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
All right, so don't shoot
drop
on him. Don't go into his
Oh
guard.
yeah, sorry. I'm kind of putting him on blast, telling everybody your game, Nate. Watch out. Now they're all going to know what to do.
Yeah, it's not going to matter if he's good.
I'd be honest, no, it probably won't. I'll be honest, it probably won't matter. Yeah, he's just different. Super good guy though. Super awesome guy. He's done a lot for me. Yes, just grateful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Alrighty.
down if we're still up there after the fight. Come in, stop in, see the gym and that. You know,
Heck
integrity.
Especially when you mop the guy up in like a minute. Like pop
205.
over and train.
205. Frank. Not no 280. 205.
Hi, Nate's mom.
Frank, you trying to make your debut against Ray here? What are you trying to do?
Oh, you don't want that.
205, Frank.
Ray's got some old school leg kicks, dog. You don't want to eat those things.
Yeah. No. I don't like eating the leg kicks either. I got some tricks for that though. I like when people think they're just gonna come out and smack my leg because they can kind of, I'm kind of a little more bladed, so they think they're gonna kick the back of my leg. That's perfect. I love that.
Do you like put your foot out to stop the calf kick?
I don't want to tell you.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it like when we talk in person. We won't need to talk about it here. Like I forgot that we're talking on podcast. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No. I'll tell you what, I played with it. Yeah, I'll try to do some kind of slick stuff like that. If I see the kick coming, if I can stop it with a side kick or a cross stamp kick, like something like that. Yeah, that's fun. I'll do it. I get away with it mostly when we're training it. I don't know about I don't really know if I'm confident to do that in a real fight, somebody going full blast, but I got other things I do, like timing wise. If you don't hide your kick and I see it, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah, like Wonder Boy. The last time I saw Wonder Boy eat some serious calf kicks was the first time I see him not be able to respond well to. I just was kind of I wanted to pick your mind about, but I don't want to do it here because like you got a fight coming up. I don't want to watch it, but I'd like to like talk with you in person about this. If I forget, remind me because I really want to. I want to pick your brain a little bit
about what specifically.
About when you're side bladed, like in that side bladed stance, what you do to stop that calf kick, how you position your feet. Like I don't
Yeah.
I want to talk some technical stuff. I don't want to really get too far into it right now, but like
cool.
Or maybe I'll even message you about it. But I love the calf kick and I love the ways to counter a calf kick. So like it's really such a big part of the game now. Like I'm kind of like really in a deep dive into like studying the calf kick and how to beat it from every different stance too, to help some of my guys too. Cause I got a couple guys that stand in that bladed stance and like I eat them up with it. Like we wear the shin pads, so it's hard to really like they don't even really know that they're getting bad calf kicks, but they will when the shin pads come off, because the shin pad covers up that spot that I'm really kicking for. So
yeah, it's a little less tender.
Yeah. Like when you smash
that'd be awesome,
shin,
man. Yeah, I don't really get to talk to a bunch of other people with other than my own coaches, my guys here. I talk to them about stuff. Obviously I teach, but I don't get to really chop it up with other martial artists about the technical aspects of maybe the more advanced stuff I do.
Yeah,
that's kind of on the wraps. I'm kind of saving that for the show and everything. But I'll tell you. I'll talk about it.
All right, yeah, definitely. I would like to sit down and talk about that kind of stuff. Having fun podcast fun. 205. Aaron will look way better in those shades, right? Man, he's really trying to get you to give him your glasses.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. And he doesn't like comic books. I don't know. It's hard to get with Frank. He's trying to beat up my co-host and he doesn't like comic books.
Yeah. Can't get a read on this guy, can you?
No. Malik's gonna want to fight you. Keep talking about his comic books.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Frank's a big boy though. I don't know.
Yeah, Malik's not that big. Frank probably beat him up. Malik's tough though. He's a really tough kid, man.
Yeah.
You got any sponsors to thank before we let you out of here? We're closing on an hour and a half.
Wow, already awesome. Thanks, guys. No, I don't have any sponsors like set up right now or anything like that. I'm sort of trying to get all that in order, but nothing right now. Hopefully I get on again before, once the poster's up and everything. If you guys want to talk again or something, I'd appreciate that. I'll put out some sponsors then, but I might just end up doing it on my own post or my own page or something, or in the cage.
We'll probably be busy close to fight time, so maybe we'll try and get you on with Jacob. I know we always stuff you in with someone else, But like when it gets close to fight time, we have so many to do that like if we could get you on with your opponent, I think that'd be another good one too.
That'd be interesting. I'm open to that experience too. I haven't been on a podcast with talking or looking at the guy that I'm supposed to go beat up.
Yeah.
I kind of try to keep it separate. Like I'm not into the touching gloves and buddy and everything. Like
Yeah.
before, yeah, we're enemies until it's over.
Right.
You're just in my way.
I think the best podcast we had so far with two people on was Oliver and Sean Doyle. And they were like super respectful and they were like I really like that one a lot. So it was easy to talk. And then like the 765 ones get totally out of control. And they're kind of fun because we can just have them on and we just sit here and
Yeah,
they talk to each
it
other.
turns to like a Jerry Springer show.
Yeah,
It takes care of
does.
itself. Yeah. Those are
But,
like the that's the easiest podcast for sure. They just kind of go off and it's just, yeah, dude. I almost don't even want to be involved with them guys because of just that kind of just ridiculousness. Like, I want to believe I'm a little bit beyond that. I don't need all that crap.
yeah, that crap's all right, I guess. It works a lot better when it's like a guys with like big winning records talking to shit. Like when
Right.
you're like amateur guys that like got a few fights, is like no one really cares, Like what do
No,
you
it's
got?
just annoying. It's more
Yeah,
annoying than anything, I think.
exactly. Man, like when you see good guys like Oliver and Gino talk and you talk, like they carry a certain amount of respect, like. And when they say stuff, it's like I'm gonna do this to you, and you're not gonna be able to stop me. And it's said with intent, and like that's cool too. Like I like that kind of trash talk,
Right.
But
Well,
I don't
yeah,
like
my opinion though. So this is my stance on trash talk. I don't think saying something like that with the skills to back it up and the belief you're going to do it, I don't think that's talking trash. I think that's a warning. I think
Yeah, no, like I mean,
that's like a grace.
I
That's like a nice thing to tell somebody. Like, hey, watch out! I'm going to do this. Good luck, pal. I don't think
yeah,
it's talking trash.
I don't really consider talking trash, but like that's what
Right,
I
I know
like to
what you
see
mean.
for trash talk is what I was trying to express.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And
Yeah.
then I just think a lot of other people have the wrong idea about it. If you say anything that sounds like we're gonna get in there and fight, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what I say. It's all just building and promoting the fight. But still, have some class. Like there's some things you just shouldn't say. Like, and you just know what I mean. We don't really have to go into it any more than that, Yeah, so I just hopefully we get Jacob on at some point. Hopefully we just get to talk and we don't get to really I don't really want to know anything about him. I don't want to like him. I don't want to really respect him any more than I need to as somebody that I have to fight. But yeah, I will. I think it'd be a good experience too. I can't not talk to these guys or not face them.
Well, the other thing we could do is like we could have him on and we talk with him, do his like bio stuff like we do with you, do like a half hour, and then have you come in like a half hour in, and then we could have you guys talk up too.
That'd be
Whatever
okay.
you'd be more
Yeah,
comfortable
whatever
with.
you guys like.
Yeah, we'll let Ray figure it out. Ray gets all the guests and he like schedules the guests and he does like a very good job with it. And I usually just come here and make fun of Ray, but Ray's very good at getting that guests on. And dude, like I appreciate him like way more than I let on and publicly. Like every time we get off here, I'm like, oh man, that was awesome, Ray. You did such a good job. But I never really say it live. So like I love you, Ray. You're doing an awesome job, dog.
Love you too.
Yeah, even though you're a little quiet, Ray. You're a little quiet, but we appreciate you.
Yeah. That's because Ray's always looking at tentacle porn.
Come on, Caveman. What are you?
He knows he is too. He can't even help himself. I'm sorry. We had to bring this podcast down into the gutter. It was like too good until then.
It was too good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for all your time, Aaron. Anything else you want to say before we let you get out of here?
Yeah, thanks for everybody that watched. That was really cool. Thank you guys for having me on. I can't wait to come back up there and do even better than I did last time. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I do have one thing to say that he didn't say. K4 fighting is October 28th. The Supernatural ticket information is coming soon. Make sure when you buy your tickets, you put in Aaron Klein for the name. We will once again post on how to do it on the page so everyone can make sure they do it correctly. And then he'll get some ticket money. So let's make sure that we hook him up.
All right,
Got some
thanks,
love
guys.
coming in from Mrs. Feldman.
Thanks, Donna.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
that's
The
awesome.
Ultimate Destroyer.
The Ultimate Destroyer, baby.
The Blue Heart came out. So Ultimate Destroyer. Till next time. Thank you for being on our show, man.
All right, guys. Thanks. I'll catch you later.
All right, buddy. Nice.
Awesome. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
He's such a cool guy, man. Like, I love
Yeah,
him to
he
death.
is, man. He really is. Man, I hope he goes to your gym, Caveman, and do a little training.
Yeah, dude, I love to train him. Hey, I think that'd be super awesome. I'd love to get another black belt in now.
And Caveman, I gotta say this. Caveman. This is the first podcast we had that had me tear up. You know?
A little bit, yeah, it was a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Man. Like, I'm glad he was okay talking with it. That's why we did the prep before the show. I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to bring that out. Like, that's something that can change things, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, his mom's special, so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Tough.
Say, hey, Caveman.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you don't do well. Like you got all teared up, and then you're like quiet for the rest of the podcast. You like your face got red, and then you're like, just, you weren't yourself, man.
You know, when I hear stuff like that, stories like that, you know, I had a family member that's passed away not too long ago too. So I had me thinking and had me zoning out. Just thinking about stuff.
Yeah, I hear it, man.
My uncle passed away not too long ago. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, did Skyler go to your gym?
No.
Oh.
He didn't even come up. I tagged him. I was like, Skyler, not at my gym. He's like, we didn't even come up this weekend. We'll come up at a different time. So we'll see. Maybe he'll come up. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
Thank you, Mel.
Yeah. It's tough, man. We all people that passed, dude, and then
yeah, I mean, I think about it all the time. I got my parents, and they still alive. And I know it could be that day. You never know what's gonna happen. I could pass away.
Yeah. If you pass away, I promise I'll be sad for at least 13 seconds. At least 3 times longer than my fights last. We had a big class.
Last longer than the liver kick.
I'm just kidding. That's not a funny joke, but it's kind of funny. We did have a big class waiting for Mr. Nethery. I keep saying his name wrong. Skylar Nethery. We did have a big class. At least I'm not the only one that has a morbid sense of humor. Thanks, Mel. I'm glad you laughed.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
You go watch UFC?
Yeah, are you gonna illegally stream it?
Yes.
You illegally stream it all. Dana's gonna watch our podcast and come and find you.
Dana White gonna be like, who the fuck is that guy?
I'm gonna probably just listen to the Rogan. Rogan's doing a fight companion, so I'll probably just listen to that instead of trying to steal it like a chump. I don't want to get viruses all over my stuff and have people steal my Facebook account.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't wait for this K4 event though to come.
Yeah,
I think Aaron. I like Aaron. He's a good fighter. He's well rounded. He could strike and
dude. How good is him and Tom Trexler? How good of a fight would that be?
Oh man, that'd be an awesome fight. That'd be fight of the year.
Yeah,
it'd be like the Sean Doyle and Oliver of
You know,
MMA. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, dude, I
MMA.
agree 1000%. Like they both can fight both on the feet, on the ground. Like Trexler's a better wrestler, but Aaron's got like way better jiu-jitsu. Like,
Right. So it'd be that classic battle, jiu-jitsu versus wrestler.
yeah. And they both got equal striking even and out. Well, who knows whose striking is better, honestly, you know? We've only seen
Right.
Aaron drop Tyler. We haven't seen much of his striking. We don't know if he can eat a punch, but man, him and Trexler would be so good. Them Lombard MMA guys are really good too. Everyone from that school is good, and like Tom is like he's a super classy guy too. Like,
Yeah.
and it's almost the same fight because like Oliver and Sean were so respectful. These guys would be super respectful. Like
Yeah.
man, it's the kind of show that's the kind of fight Keith would like too. I think
How about Mason? Mason, what weight class Mason?
35. That's the same weight too, but Mason's
Okay.
like leaving for the service. Remember?
Boo!
Yeah. Well, that's not boo. Like he's gonna go serve our country, man. That's pretty awesome.
I know,
But
but I want him to train and keep right.
yeah, remember I
big
was
fan.
like Mason and Mason's probably not really. Maybe he is ready for this fight. Like, but I'm not sure stand-up's ready for Aaron yet. You know, he needs a
I
couple
got you.
fights.
I got you. Yeah.
His wrestling's good for anybody though. Like, so
He
I
like
mean,
ranked
for
number
anybody.
one. He's ranked number one in Greco-Roman, right? Once you get that
Yeah.
inside.
Did you see he got DQ'd his last fight?
No.
He did that sub-only grappling match at Gladius, and the guy triangled him and he slammed the guy and he got DQ'd.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm even
Videos
more.
out there.
I wasn't out there, but I saw the results. I'm even more happy that we sponsor him now because of that. That makes me so happy. I'm so proud of Mason.
And then we got Mike Stevens having what is it
a fundraiser
at Sammy's Pizzeria in Niagara Falls. We shared a poster on the fan page.
Yep.
And I posted it on my page too. So
I posted on my page as well. We should try and get their whole crew on and do like a little, or maybe go there and go live or something.
Yeah, we could do that. I definitely want to go. I'm gonna be there for Mike, but I just want to try that pizza out.
I'm gonna go there and eat healthy with Mike.
I'm gonna be eating a pizza. You guys eating healthy. Oh man.
What time is it? I'm trying to see what time it is. What time the fundraiser is.
I believe it's 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
6?
I believe
perfect.
so.
Because then I can come right after class. And I can
I believe so. Let me see right here. Yep, 6 to 10.
All right. So I can go right after class then. I can meet him up there. All right. Let's get out of here. No one wants to listen to us talk about our plans. Oh man, Jared's gonna split a pie with you, Ray.
Oh, let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
I heard Sammy Pizzeria sells Chicago deep dish too. I would like to try that.
Do they? How are their wings?
I don't know, but I was looking at the menu on their website, so I know they do a Chicago deep dish. I would like to try that out.
Yeah, I like wings. I eat no pizza. I get all fat. Dude, if I have one slice,
leave the eating to me and Jared.
If I eat one piece, dude, I eat the whole pie. Like I can't stop myself once I start. I have no discipline, so I need to not start. That's the whole goal. Although it's going to be the weekend after I do the tournament, so I'll be ready to eat again.
Let's do it,
Buffalo
baby.
Classic is the week before. Buffalo Riverworks, Josh Ketchery. We had him on the podcast. We had an awesome podcast with him. So that's also coming up at Riverworks. So make sure you guys sign up for that. They're gonna have no-gi this time too. So bust out your spats and let's make it happen. All right, with that, we're out of here. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, like and subscribe.